Hey guys, this is my YouTube channel, The Galetto Diaries. I'm JJ, and today we're gonna do my coming out story. I can't really do a coming out video. I'm already out, and my friends and family already know that. But I can tell you the story and the process behind it. I came out to my friends first before I came out to my family. My family didn't know for quite a long time, until they actually started dating my ex. Is when my family found out. I My friends found out because not because I told them, but because it got took like someone else told them and they took that opportunity away from me. And that's the one thing that I don't like is that I didn't get to be the one to tell my friends what happened, or not what happened, but like what. Well, there's a situation why I said what happened about the situation that happened, that the reason why it came out to them. But yeah, my mom didn't find out until I was 18 years old. I'm pretty sure like my friends and family had some sort of idea. I mean, the way I act, the way I am, the way I talk, like they're probably like, yeah, he's probably on the Fruit Loop side of things, but like didn't want to say it, you know what I mean? But and I don't have any other like gay family like as far as I know. So it's like, weird to come out because it's like who else did? I don't know anybody that was I didn't know anybody that was gay. Like I said, no family, no friends. So I'm like, who do I look up to? Who do I say something like to? And but it was really hard. The whole situation. It can be confusing. It can be hard. I didn't think like, how do I say this? Like I always knew that I was like different, that I liked guys and everything. But I also thought it was like really bad and wrong. I grew up in a really conservative and Catholic household, and like my whole family's Catholic, and I just thought it was like wrong, you know what I mean? Like it was like you're supposed to marry a girl, like as a guy you're supposed to marry a girl, and a girl's supposed to marry a guy, and you're supposed to have kids and be fruitful and and stuff like that. And so I did date girls and I did have sex with girls, but it wasn't right. Like I just didn't feel right about any of it. Like I don't know, it just to me wasn't that's not what was supposed to like be in my life. I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it. Like I just knew it was wrong, like for me, like this is not what I really wanted. But it all started back when my first video, first one, my one of the video that I just made about my first time having sex with a guy. So that guy actually was the reason why I had my secret exposed to everybody at school. I did something really petty, so I kind of really deserved it. But we got into it, and I forgot why. Like we just got into it really bad, and I think like he not necessarily cheated on me, but was talking to some bitch, and I didn't like that. And so I showed his dick pic to some people, and he got me back by telling the whole school that I slept with him. And I kind of could see why I deserved that. Like, that was really wrong of me to do. And I totally get that and stuff like that. I just feel kind of like he took that away from me, that right that I have to tell people, uh, you know, because he knew people didn't know. So, I mean, like I said, like, I think of both ways. Like, I think I did get what was coming, but at the same time, it was like really hard. But, yeah, I remember that day I walked into school and people were looking at me and saying stuff. And I was like, why is everybody pointing at me and talking about me? Like, does my name taste that delicious that you all want to be, have it in your mouth all the time? And I remember my best friend, Sylvia, she was like asking me if it was true or not. And I told her that it wasn't. And she was defending me, like telling people to fuck off and like back up and stuff like that. And because it was like when I say it was a lot of people, it was a lot of people. Like I was like, what the hell? Like I didn't even know y'all people knew who I was. Like, but I remember, and then we walked into first hour, and my ex best friend, she was best friends with me at the time, asked me, and I told her it wasn't true. Like I don't do that stuff. But later on that day, during biology, I had that class with Sylvia, and was it biology? It might have been a different class, but I remember being on the computer and turning to her and telling her that I did have sex with that guy and that I was gay. And yeah, she hugged me and told me that she loved me, and I'm still best friends with her. And it's just weird to think about like why I had to tell somebody, like, I never really talked about this, so that's why I'm like thinking right now, and I take little pauses because it's like I'm trying to think of how to say it, and like I've never really, I kind of like blocked that out of my life because like I didn't want to deal with it or don't even want to think about it. I mean, I'm very open now. People ask me questions, I tell them, like, I'm not afraid to tell people. Like when I was with my ex, and when I was with my ex-boyfriend, like anywhere we went, I always introduced him as my boyfriend, family, friends, like workplace. Like people ask me at work, like, oh, did you do anything fun this weekend? I'll tell them, like, yeah, I went out with my boyfriend. Like, I don't not dating him anymore, but like that's how comfortable I am now. Like, it's like it's nothing. Like to me, it's like a daily thing. Like, if you don't like it, fuck off. But yeah. And then slowly after I started telling more and more of my friends, and then yeah. So fast forward to when I was 18, that's when I told my mom. I don't know why I was scared to tell my family. For a very long time, I didn't tell my family. I was really scared. Um, my dad passed away when I was in fourth grade. And I think that I was afraid of telling my mom because I didn't want her to disown me. I already lost one parent. Like I don't want to lose both. So I held on to it, like that secret, because I didn't want to tell family. So I told my mom. I remember I told my mom because I got into it with somebody on Facebook and they were going to post it on there. And before they did, I was like, I have to tell my mom because if she sees it, like, I'm not going to have it, that opportunity taken away from me twice. So I told my mom. I remember we were sitting in my car and I started crying, and I told her like that I had something that I had to tell her. And she started crying too. My mom's very emotional. So like if I start crying, she'll start crying. She doesn't even know what I'm about to say yet. And I was telling her like how I was depressed and my anxiety was bad and that I wanted to go to therapy again, and that I finally turned to her and I was like, but there's something else I have to tell you. And I flat out told her like, I like guys, like I'm gay. And she turns to me and she tells me that she loves me, and that no matter what I do, she's always going to support me in all the decisions I make, and that she's always going to be there for me, and that she loves me so much, and that she's always there for me. And that's so true. She always is there for me, and I love my mom so much, and I couldn't do anything without her. I love her so much, and I was so scared. And I remember that same day I drove to my great aunt's house, my godmother, and I sat on her couch and I told her I needed to talk to her, and she sat right in front of me, and I started bawling my eyes out before I could even tell her. And she's like, "It's okay, like tell me." And I told her, I'm like, "I'm gay." And she was like, she looked at me and she smiles and goes, "I love you so much, and you're one of the most important things in my life, and it doesn't matter who you like, you'll always be, you'll always be my godson, and I love you so much." And it was such a relief telling my mom and telling my great aunt, like such a huge relief. Like I don't, I'm getting teary, but I don't like to cry because I think it's a sign of weakness. And that's just how I am. Like, I know this is a very emotional and sensitive topic right now. I don't cry in front of people very often, or like at all. Like, but, but yeah. If I start to, I do have tissues here though, because I knew that this was going to be a little bit like, I've never talked about this before. So it's like really weird. Like, I don't know how to start it. Like, I don't know what to say, like kind of like, I do know what to say, but like, but yeah, that was a lot, like telling my mom and my aunt. I'm going to be honest. Like, I have not told my grandma or my aunt from my dad's side. I'm scared to tell them. I've told my cousins from my dad's side, and they're very accepting. They don't care, and they both told me that they'll love me no matter what. They're my two guy cousins, and they always said they'll always be there for me. But my aunt and my grandma, I don't think I could ever tell them I just know the reaction they'll give, and that's what's gonna hurt. And I don't like that feeling of being like, you know, you lost your son, like you really want to lose me, like, you know, I'm the only link you have to your to my dad, you know. And I'm just afraid they're gonna disown me. And I because my grandma has dropped a couple hints here and there, like telling me how she feels about gay people. Like one time, like out of nowhere, she just goes and talks about how gay people are ruining the world because they can't produce babies and it's in the Bible and blah blah blah. And you know, hearing things like that, it makes me not want to say things, because it's like, well, what is she gonna do when she finds out that her first grandchild is gay, you know? And I haven't worked up the balls to say it. I don't know if I'm like, be honest, there's some people you never want to tell, and it's okay. Like, to me it's okay, because nobody's damn business who I tell or what goes on in my life, you know. I don't feel comfortable telling them, and if they find out, this video is on public, okay? This could be shared throughout Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever they post a link, wherever they post, you know. And if they find out, they find out. And I'm prepared for that, obviously, or else I wouldn't have dropped this video today. But yeah, the first time my family found out, like the rest of my family, like all my aunts and my cousins, was when I started dating my ex. I brought him over to their house. I forgot what we were celebrating, if we were just over or if it was like a Sunday football thing, whatever. But he came over and I introduced him, and I was so scared. I was so freaking nervous. Like I threw up before we left my house. I threw up in the toilet because I was like, oh my God, like I'm about to tell everybody. Like I'm about to tell my whole family was there. There was like 60 people at this house. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's my whole family's at this house. Like I'm about to tell everybody. And I walked in with him. My mom came in with us, my sisters. And I remember I walked up to my Aunt Rosie. She was the first person I went up to, and I was like, Aunt Rosie, I want you to meet my boyfriend. And her face at first was like really confused. Like I didn't think she knew if I was like serious or not. And she introduced herself, and like I introduced him around to like my other cousins and aunts. And I remember I went to my cousin's room so he could introduce himself to my cousin. And I remember like overhearing one of my aunts going, did he just say boyfriend? But like not like in a rude way, like in a way where it's like she wanted to make sure like that she heard me properly. And yeah, but everybody was cool with it. And like I was really scared at first, but everybody was so nice. Everybody was so accepting. Like they call him like mijo, like, you know what I mean? Like accepting, like, you know, him, like, you know, for us and our relationship. But yeah, that is my coming out story. I feel like it's really important to share these things so other people can get a glance at like what happens in other people's lives, because people always go through like so many what if scenarios, like what if this happens, what if that happens. And you know, it's right, it's okay, because that's how our brain thinks. Like, you know, like it's okay to worry, it's okay to like be scared. Don't let somebody take the opportunity away from you, though. That's the one thing that I regret the most, and the one thing that I hate the most, is that somebody took that from me. But yeah, I love you guys. Like, subscribe to my channel, comment. Have a great day. I love you.